Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar. This is your business coach Amit Parekh, and today I have come to talk to you about something which is very important for your success. This one aspect could actually make or break you when it comes to making money, when it comes to profitability, when it comes to getting more customers, revenue. One point, one aspect which can actually create magic in your life and business or doom the entire thing where you start struggling for even basic results. Now, if I share with you about this little bit about this concept, this idea which I'm going to put across to you, it's called art of negotiation. Yes, one of the big challenge business owners face is that they don't know how to negotiate. Well, they know, but they don't know how to negotiate effectively. Whereas we create win for the person opposite to us and win for us as well. And that is what I believe is crux of negotiation, where we make sure that nobody goes out there as a loser. And if you can ensure that, I believe you could be someone who is sought after, who is looked up to, who is found by people to work with and deal with, because they will take you as a fair business owner and also somebody who takes care of their own interests. I mean, there's no sense where you don't take care of your interest, because if you don't survive, there's nothing else to be looked after for or cared for. So today we talk about negotiation. Well, negotiations is something you do every day with your dealers, with your vendors, with your suppliers, with your customers, with your employees, or sometimes with your family as well. And how do we keep it fair? How do we keep it balanced? And how do we create a win-win situation where you don't end up losing is what I will share with you today. And if you listen to me carefully, you will find a lot of things which you might be doing wrong so far while you've been negotiating. I mean, you have been negotiating with people, right? All of us negotiate. But you could be doing something wrong, which if you learn today and you correct, your results will change like this. Yes, like this. So get ready, pull out a pen and paper, and do make notes, because, well, if you don't make notes, then you forget, right? Isn't that true? Very true. So we'll talk about that. And but before we get there, before we get talking about negotiation and the art of negotiation and the do's and don'ts of negotiation, I want to share with you, okay, that this piece of negotiation actually can win friends, actually can win lifelong partners, because this is a place where you can showcase your fairness towards your business and the other person and how to balance it out. And it can be really instrumental for you to get lifetime associations with people, whether it is employees, whether it is customers, whether it is vendors, dealers, suppliers, anybody. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. It's going to be very, very interesting and very enlightening, I believe, for you. And few things which I teach you, if you use it, you can start seeing results from tomorrow. Now, before we dive deep into the concept of negotiation and the steps and framework of negotiation, I'm going to give you 4-step framework. That's my favorite thing is 4 steps. I don't like to complicate things. I like to keep things easy. But before we do that, I would want you to introduce yourself, right? So I know you, I know where you're coming from, I know your name, and I know your business. So go ahead, hit the chat window and type out for me your name, the city you're from, and the business you do. Go ahead, quickly. Your name, the city you're from, and the business you do in the chat window right now. Let me see. Let me read about you. Let me get to know you, because I believe very, very strongly. If I understand where you're coming from, I understand what business you do, it becomes easier for me to connect with you and give you a better solution today. So quickly go ahead, introduce yourself. It's time, it's your time for introduction. Go ahead in the chat window, write down your name, the city you're from, and the business you do very, very quickly. And I always get to see national integration happening here. पूरी दुनिया से लोग आते हैं, right? International integration rather, right? पूरे इंडिया से तो आते हैं, पूरी दुनिया से आते हैं. I mean, there are people who come from UAE, people who come from Singapore, people who come from Thailand, people who come from UK, right? Many Indians and non-Indians as well. So this is a great opportunity for me to be able to serve you and to be able to provide you input which will help you to build your business better. So go ahead, Introduce yourself. The people from Tamil Nadu, I can see the people from Kerala, from Telangana, from Andhra, Karnataka, from Rajasthan, from MP, from Maharashtra, from Gujarat. I've got people from UP, from Bihar. I've got people from Punjab, Haryana. I've got people from J&K. I've got people from Uttarakhand. I've got people from Orissa. I've got a lot of people from Northeast coming in. I love you, my Northeast sister. Every single time I go there and I realize what a beautiful place it is. What amazing set of people. I love the Northeast tribe. I love the Northeast culture. They're absolutely amazing in the way they do. And of course, they bring in music to us and they bring in football to us, right? Soccer. So lovely, guys. So welcome all the people from Northeast. I love you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Some of my very good friends come from there. Lovely, guys. So go ahead, guys. Introduce yourself very, very quickly. The people who joined in late, oh well, the late comers, let me tell you that today we are going to talk about a very powerful topic which is called art of negotiation. How to win a negotiation without losing a person. How to win a negotiation without losing out on your profitability and not encroaching about somebody else as well. How to keep it fair, how to keep it powerful, and how to win friends through effective negotiations. We're going to talk a lot about that. So very quickly, the speed of light. Everybody who's there in the room, introduce yourself. Your name, the city you're from, and the business you do. Go quickly. Go type in the chat window your name, the city you're from, and the business you do, and just press enter and send it to me. And I would love to know where you're from, what business you do, because that's something which helps me to tailor make my conversation and make it more relevant to you. So go ahead, guys, everybody. It's a beautiful weather outside, isn't it? All right, everybody, go ahead. Share with me very, very quickly your name, the city you're from, and the business you do. Thank you very much for doing that, guys, and I love you. And I hope this session helps you to get you to the next level. So, one of the major challenges that come across many entrepreneurs while handling business is how to manage and win negotiations. Now, negotiations are part and parcel of every small and medium-sized business owner's life, right? And most often, a lot of business owners find it difficult to handle these negotiations, right? Which is why we will understand a very powerful approach on how you can win negotiations during sales and all other aspects and create a win-win for you and your clients or anybody who's on the side. So, and as I said, please make notes, otherwise remembering is a little bit difficult after some time, okay? So quickly go ahead, pull out a pen and paper and start writing. Element number 1 of your framework of handling negotiation is always be prepared. Now, one thing that essentially gives you an edge while going in for a business deal is being prepared and convinced that your client will start some kind of negotiation. Don't be like, "Arey yaar, humne socha nahi tha ki aap log negotiate karoge." Be ready, be prepared, have that in mind that they might bring in some point for negotiation and you should be able not to be caught off guard. So preparedness is essential, of course, for you not getting caught off guard, but also sitting in a deal while expecting it so that you are ready for all the answers or all the questions or all the points which they might raise in that negotiation. But please understand that by being prepared doesn't mean just being aware that the client will negotiate. Also, there are a few more things which I want you to be prepared with before you get into that. So let's write down, what do I mean when I say be prepared for negotiation? So there are few elements, rather I say there are 4 elements, okay, which you should be prepared with, okay? Element number 1, knowing what you are willing to let go. Okay, I mean, you will always have things in mind कि मैं इतना छोड़ सकता हूँ, इतना नहीं छोड़ सकता हूँ. So be very clear about till where you are willing to let go to catch the deal. Okay, and also knowing, number 2, also knowing what is non-negotiable. ये नहीं करेंगे, ये करते हो तो नहीं sense बनता है, right? Knowing what is absolutely non-negotiable, and then listing down the most common negotiation point from your previous experience. ये area में लोग बात करते हैं, ये बोलो तो क्या बोलेंगे, ये बोलो तो क्या बोलेंगे, and being prepared for that as well. And number 4, preparing a proper, reasonable response and explanation for each element your client might decide to negotiate on. When I say proper, reasonable response an explanation about each of the point your client or the person on the side might decide to negotiate with. You need to be prepared. A lot of people are caught off guard. That doesn't work. So number one, knowing the client will negotiate. Number two, or the second set of points in that number one, knowing what you are willing to let go. ये चीजें तक के मैं दे सकता हूं. Then knowing what is not negotiable. And then listing down most common negotiation point they will bring. And number four, preparing a proper, reasonable explanation for each point which your client might negotiate. Now, this put together is called being prepared. And if you're prepared, then well, your life becomes easy. Your results becomes easy. So please be prepared. That's your framework mein element number one. Let's write down element number two. Showcase your value over price and features. Now, see, iska matlab kya hua? I'll tell you. One critical mistake that a lot of business owners do is the moment the clients start negotiating, they start explaining the feature. देखो इसमें ये भी मिल रहा है, सब आपको देखो आप ये इतना तो दे ही दो आपको. They start explaining the feature, deal, and the offer. ये दे रहा हूँ, वो दे रहा हूँ, ये दे रहा हूँ. Now, please remember, you have to showcase value, the impact it will create, the benefit it will create. Not talk about feature. Feature तो सुन लिया उसने, उसके बाद negotiate करना है. So don't talk about feature, talk about value and the impact that deal might create in his life. So while the reality is one of the most efficient way by you can win a price-based negotiation is helping your client to understand value that you are offering against the offer. Now, secret of having an unfair advantage in winning negotiation is you learn to build perceived value that your customer will get by buying your product and services. Now, the idea of perceived value is it should be minimum 4 to 6 times more than the price. Now, in this deal, we are offering you this kind of support. Now, this support to be done in this much time will require anyway this kind of money. So you slowly start building while you are offering money, not at the negotiation table. Before the offer, you start building what all value you are offering. And more perceived value higher you can create, price-based negotiation will go away. So if you are able to build this perception in the mind of your customer, that value which you are offering them is way, way, way more than the money they are paying, then you will win the negotiation. In other words, the product and services become more valuable in their mind than the money they are spending. Price negotiations will go away. Oh, they will fly off the window, right? And I have seen it happening so many times and more. So many times and more. So that's number two, element number two of the framework. Element number three of the framework, act dumb. Now, one of the smartest tools that you can use in winning negotiation, okay, with your customer is simply acting dumb. Now, let me explain you what you mean. Not that kind of dumb. Let me explain what is acting dumb. Acting dumb means when a customer comes to you with a complete nonsensical deal or nonsensical counter offer, the best thing is to win over that thing is to act dumb. Now there are two steps how you can execute this acting dumb. I'm already teaching you how to act dumb also. Okay. Now, first way is very simple. State, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Kya bol rahe exactly? What are you saying exactly? What does this exactly mean? What exactly are you counter offering? Act dumb. Number two, repeat their nonsensical request. तो आप मुझे ये बोल रहे हैं कि इतने पैसे में आपको ये दूं और इसका भी पैसा नहीं लूं, इसका भी नहीं लूं, इसका भी नहीं लूं और सर्विस फ्री दे दूं. Is that what you're saying? Repeat their nonsensical request, indicating clearly through your tone and question that what they have asked is completely stupid. Right? Now, this technique can get you out from some of the most stupid negotiation points in a couple of minutes. And the key here is when you're repeating their question or repeating their counter offer, you have to add in facts and numbers to support your warranty, support your guarantee, support your product, and all other things which will support your argument that what client is asking is absolutely nonsensical. So आप मुझे बोल रहे हैं मैं ये भी दे दूं, ये भी दे दूं, ये भी दे दूं, फिर इसका पैसा भी नहीं लूं, इसका भी नहीं लूं, इसका भी नहीं लूं, इतने में ही सब कर दूं. Exactly कैसे? मतलब क्या exactly बोले? यही बोल रहे हैं आप? He'll be flabbergasted, right? So you know, shock and awe. Okay. So you give them a shock. Because sometimes when people ask stuff, they're having a different impression in their mind. "Well, ये तो बहुत पैसे कमा रहे हैं." You know, that's where people come from. अरे बहुत होगा, इनके पास माली माल है, इनसे कुछ भी ले सकते हो, मतलब हमको फ्री में देते, बाकी से पैसा कमाए. Some people come from that space. I mean, why are you doing business if you're not making money? Okay, and how much money you are making in their head is a very different very different calculation, and it could be very, very far away from reality. So when you repeat the nonsensical question by giving supportive facts and figures, then they understand that what they're asking is totally stupid, and they get it by themselves. And do it politely, but do it firmly. Tone should indicate that क्या बोल रहे हो भाई, but words should not indicate, right? That's your element number 4. Element number 3. Now let's talk about element number 4. Showcasing trust, commitment, and support. Over the years, I've been involved with hundreds and thousands of negotiations, and I have discovered essentially that people take decisions based on emotion, and they use logic to simply justify those decisions. And sometimes negotiation also comes from a point of lack of trust or a previous experience. Wherever it is coming from, the best technique that can help you win that particular negotiation is to extend the element of support. मैं ये support करूंगा, ये support करूंगा, ये support करूंगा. Trust, I am there. मैं हूं ना, शाहरुख खान. And building credibility. So support, trust, and credibility. And a lot of times, when a client might come to you and say, "Can you give me a better deal?" Simply state, by investing in your product or service, client is giving you the opportunity to support them, and then make a statement of commitment that we are behind you and we will support you. And this sometimes, many a times, give them that sense of confidence of going ahead, taking this. Sometimes, many times we don't do that. बोले मैं हूं ना, ये कीजिए साहब, I am there, we will help you, we will guide you. Don't say ये इसके ऊपर होगा तो आप कुछ नहीं करेंगे. ये आपके ऊपर है, यहाँ से उठ गया माल तो आपका हो गया. And if you deal like that, then you either you're dealing with sub quality product and services, or you don't care about the client. So if you care about the client and your product services are quality, then you can always give them a commitment, show them trust, give them sense of support that I am there with you. This deal is just not a transaction, but for this particular product services, we're going to work with you, we're going to build this with you, and we're going to stand by you no matter what. So a lot of times when your logic fails, or even showcasing your value fails, you have to understand, if you show them trust, especially if you're a newcomer, maybe you don't have value and you're not able to build in that kind of logic, right? Because there are other people better than you. Then if you exhibit trust and support, that you will not abandon your client, and you are there to help them, and you will support them, and you will guide them, you're going to win the deal. You're going to win the deal. Okay, and I found this aspect of business to work like magic in the smallest of the deals or to the highest of the ticket price. This always work for giving them value, support, and commitment to stand by them, giving them, showing them that they can trust you, saying that I'm there, you trust me. Okay, and I believe these 4 simple principles I shared with you today, and if you're going to use it in your negotiations, you're going to convert your negotiations into winning negotiations, where you come out as a super winner and create magic in your business and your life. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys. Now, I want you to quickly go to the chat window. And in the chat window, I want you to write down. Please write down, what was your popcorn moment today? Aha learning. What amongst this you say, I don't do this, but I want to do this. I have learned this one piece was very powerful for me. Write down, what was your most powerful learning today? And what is one thing you've decided that you will do from today? So mention 2 things. Number 1, aha learning or popcorn learning. And number 2, what is that one decision you've taken about how you will negotiate with people in the future? Quickly go ahead, everybody. In the chat window, let's write down very, very quickly. Speed of light. Fast. Everybody, please go ahead and write down, what is your aha moment or your popcorn moment today? Popcorn. And what is one decision you've taken after the session today, which you would want to use in your life and your business while you negotiate with people? In the meanwhile, I'm going to quickly revise, very, very quickly revise all the 4 elements of the framework. Framework element number 1, be prepared. Knowing that client will sit down with you and start the negotiation so that you're not caught, you're not caught off guard. Now, what are the elements of preparedness? Knowing what you're willing to let go, knowing what is non-negotiable, knowing what are listing down most common objections from your past experience, and preparing a proper, reasonable response and explanation for all the 5. Or all the negotiation, not 5, could be 10 also. Number 2, element number 2, showcase value over price and feature. Many times we start pushing the feature when they start doing we start talking about feature. Don't talk about feature and price. Start talking about value which they're offering. And I always say your perceived value in the offer which you create should be at least 4 to 6 times more than the price you're asking. The moment you do that, there is a secret. This is the secret of having unfair advantage in having winning negotiation, is to build a perceived value which is much higher than actual value of the product and services, which you can do by adding offers, adding combos, adding services, and many more things in your business, while you pull up the value to be much higher. Number 3, when people come with stupid things, unreasonable talk, act dumb. Now, acting dumb is twofold. Number 1, you just say, sorry, I didn't understand what you're saying. So, will you please repeat what you're saying? What are you asking me to do? Number 2, repeating the nonsensical request, indicating clearly through the tone and the question that what they've asked totally stupid. It's like, I should give you A plus B plus C, not charge you for A and C, only charge you for B. Is that what you're asking me? I give you 3 rooms at the cost of half. I mean, really? Is that what you're asking me? And most of them, I'm not saying, so what is the best you can do? They'll change their nonsensical request and they'll convert that into a more sensical conversation. Or you know the guy, the window shopper, really doesn't want to buy. Okay. Element number 4, showcasing trust, commitment, and support. Hundreds and thousands of negotiation, I have realized people take emotional decisions and they use logics to justify those decisions. And sometimes a lot of negotiation might be coming because there is no trust. There's a lack of trust, right? Or some bad experience in the past, right? Now, in these situations, when you're not able to create higher value, when you're not able to bring in product and services, when you cannot not be able to prepare to answer everything logically, bring it to your trust by simply saying that investing in your product and services is actually investing in you and gives you the opportunity to support them, and you are behind them and you will hold them and you will support them, and that could be the last push for them to take a decision and take your deal. And more often than not, people do like that because people value trust more than the price and anything else, support and commitment more than anything else. And if you exhibit that, if you're going to say that, if you're going to do that, if you're going to make them believe that, and you can only make anybody believe when that's actually truly coming from your heart. And then you see the negotiation will become more of win-win than lose-lose negotiation. Okay? You'll be a power maker, you'll be a deal maker, you'll be the best closer in town if you start following what I'm saying. So these are the 4 powerful principles that you can put to use while going into your negotiation and winning these negotiations. Before you go, write down the chat window, what was your aha moment today? Very, very quickly. Also, what is that one decision you've taken that which you will change in your negotiation tactics? Go ahead, put in the chat window, and I'm going to see you soon. Hope this helps. Take care. God bless, guys. I love you. I'll see you soon. Please don't leave without putting in. Please make sure you do not leave without putting in your comment section. Put in what was the aha moment and what was the one decision you will take, and that is what you will do. Write down. Take care, guys. God bless.